Hello. Hello.
Hello?
প্ৰশান্ত শুনা পাইছা?
শুনিছো।
ভিডিঅ'টো এনেবল কৰা। পাৰফেক্ট। ওকে, থেংক ইউ।
হৈছে?
হৈছে।
মিউট কৰি দিওঁ।
Hello.
Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Sagarika Mohanta, Assistant Professor of English under the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences, Assam Downtown University. I'm very honored to get this opportunity on behalf of Assam Downtown University to welcome our invited guests, dignitaries, and participants present today with us. I extend a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to the Startup Challenge organized by Downtown Venture Labs and Assam Downtown University with an objective to promote tech startups in Assam and the entire northeastern region. We are very proud to host this noble initiative at this wonderful place with all of you. We have amongst us Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Dr. N.C. Talukdar Sir, our Chief Guest, Mr. Prabir Kumar Das. We have our guest of honor, Ochinta Sharma, and Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Goswami, co-founder of Everything Services. We have amongst us 35 participants, our faculty members, deans, advisors, chairpersons, and students today in this August gathering. To start with the program, I would like to request our dignitaries to please take your seats on the dais. Volunteers, please escort our dignitaries. Let us have a big round of applause for today's event. With your kind permission, please let me give a very brief about the purpose of today's event. It's about AdtU Ideathon. AdtU, that is Technology Incubation and Development of Entrepreneurs, is a scheme launched by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. In short, we call it METI, for strengthening close to 2,000 startups in selected areas of national concern by leveraging emerging technologies and empowering incubation centers. The primary objective of this scheme, as I have already said, is to promote tech entrepreneurship through financial and technical support to startups engaged in supporting ICT startups using technologies such as IoT, Internet of Things, AI, artificial intelligence, blockchain, robotics, etc. in 8 pre-identified sectors of societal relevance. The scheme has provision for providing grants of rupees 4 lakhs and 7 lakhs to 2 startups at ideation stage and 2 startups with proof of concept every year. Downtown Venture Labs and Assam Downtown University entered into an MOU with METI for implementation of the scheme in October 2019. As part of the scheme guidelines, Downtown Venture Labs, Assam Downtown University is organizing this startup challenge called Ideathon. Applications were invited from budding innovators and aspiring entrepreneurs, and 20th March was the last date for sending applications. We got a very healthy response and received as many as 86 applications. An expert committee examined the proposals and 35 startups or ideas, we can say new ideas, have been shortlisted for participation in Type 2 Ideathon. That is scheduled for today and tomorrow, 24th of March, 2021. Now the announcement is that top 3 startups will be awarded with cash rewards and may qualify for grant under Type 2 scheme. Coming to the next program, we would like to start with the felicitations. I start with our chief guest, Dr. Prabir Kumar Das. And before felicitating, I would like to give a very brief profile reading of Mr. Das. Mr. Prabir Kumar Das is presently the jurisdictional director of Northeast and West Bengal STPI, that is Software Technology Parks of India. He is working as Scientist G and jurisdictional director, Northeast and West Bengal of Software Technology Parks of India, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, METI, Government of India. He has also worked as jurisdictional director, STPI, for Bangalore and Bhubaneswar, Patna, and also Ranchi. He did his MS in EE from University of Tennessee, Knoxville, USA. Worked as Superintendent of Police and Managing Director of Assam State Electronics Development Corporation in Assam. Sir has served as Development Commissioner, Special Economic Zone, Ministry of Commerce and Government of India. He has also served as Director of Center for Electronics Design and Technology of India, Director of DOEC, now it is called National Institute of E-Learning and Information Technology, Co-Chairman of Electronic Research and Development Center of India, now CDAC Extension Center. Sir has an experience of mentoring more than 500 startups, entrepreneurs, and working with 2,000 plus ITs, exporting companies. I welcome you, sir, for today's event. Thank you very much for your valuable time. Now I'd like to request my faculty to felicitate our chief guest, Mr. Prabir Kumar Das. Thank you. Next, we would like to felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Ochinta Sharma. Chevening Rolls-Royce Science Innovation and Leadership Fellow from the University of Oxford. He is the VP of Global Engineering and Managing Director of Hubble Connected India. He served as VP of Samsung R&D India. He also served as VP of SIRF India. He worked in various positions in Motorola, India. He was the project lead of aerospace systems. And besides this, he worked in various reputed organizations across India and also abroad. He did his MS from Illinois Institute of Technology and completed his graduation from NIT Warangal. I welcome you, sir. Thank you very much for giving us your valuable time. I request my colleague to please felicitate our guest of honor, Ochinta Sharma. We have amongst us Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Goswami, co-founder of Everything Services. Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Goswami is a qualified agriculture entrepreneur with diversified fields of work experience in vermiculture and organic farming activities, including greenhouse management, soil fertility management, biofloc management, mostly with technology innovations like IoT devices. She is qualified as PhD Biotech from Guwahati University. She was the research investigator in Geography Department in Cotton College under ICSSR project. Ma'am is associated with various projects of Alayaram, a women NGO based in Kokrajhar, Assam for more than 7 years. The best thing about Madam is that she is actively involved in imparting training to women of lower income group. We welcome you, ma'am. I'd like to request my faculty to felicitate Vijayalakshmi Goswami. Thank you, my colleagues. Now we are moving to the welcome speech by Kamaruddin Ahmed, CEO of Downtown Venture Limited. As Sir is absent today, the welcome speech will be addressed by Pranjal Sharma.
Very good morning. Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Chief Guest at our inauguration ceremony today, Prabir Das Sir, Guest of Honor Achintya Sharma Sir, and Dr. Vijayalakshmi Ma'am, and all the participants present here, and all my fellow colleagues as well. Kamaruddin Ahmed Sir is actually very sick. Actually, he's on the way, but since he's not available here, I will address you. The whole purpose of conducting this Ideathon event was to promote tech startups in Northeast. So as already explained by Sagarika Mahanta, who is doing the anchoring today, that this particular project, IDE 2.0, is the initiative of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, that is METI we call, and they started this whole project to innovate, promote the tech startups all over India. We are one of the only universities in the entire northeastern region to be selected for this particular project, that is IDE 2.0, and we have been implementing this project since October 2019. Under this project, we have already given a grant to 2 startups, and in future also, under this particular project, grants will be sanctioned. It has a provision of giving grant up to 7 lakhs. Actually, it is 4 lakhs and 7 lakhs, 4 lakhs for EIRs and 7 lakhs for those who are at the advanced stage, that is those who have already developed a prototype and moving to MVP and all that. So that is the provision under this project. And I simply believe that the response that we received for this particular event, the campaign that we launched, the network that in which we actually transmitted this message, we received a very good response. And almost 86 proposals were received. And out of those 86 proposals, expert committee has selected 35 out of those. And I sincerely believe that out of 35, at least 33 are present here today, which is tremendous actually. So we are expecting to have a very good, good competition, a very healthy competition amongst you, amongst your ideas, your concepts, your prototypes, and the models and the products that you have developed. And we sincerely believe that this will go a long way in addressing the unemployment problem also in the region by innovation and developing an environment for business. So this is what I had to say. I congratulate each one of you for coming here and thank each one of you for coming here and participating in this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pranjal, for the welcome speech. Now, I would like to request our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sir, to address the gathering.
Namaskar and a very good morning to you all. Respected Mr. Prabir Kumar Das, the chief guest of this function. Respected Dr. Achintya Sharma, guest of honor of this function, and to person of eminence in the particular field. We are really very happy to have you here in the university campus. And my student, I'm so happy that one of my students is sitting just by my side, Dr. Vijayalakshmi Goswami. In fact, I taught her, and not only taught, her MSc thesis research, like it was a real good time we had in terms of doing research in Assam University. I served there for quite some time after coming back from abroad doing my PhD. And Dr. Garg, he could not come here. Like perhaps he is going to join us in digital platform. My colleagues and all those competitors, I will say it's a healthy competitors, that 80 out of 86 ideas, they have shortlisted 35, and you are all here. And our own university students, some of them are here. It's a good gathering. I'm extremely happy to see you all in big number. Like the whole idea is related to, I think, like IT sector, and our chief guest and guest of honor, that startup business idea promotion in the IT sector, technology innovations in IT sector. And I am not from that field, but it gives me a confidence that I heard Dr. Vijayalakshmi Goswami, her company, they do work now on IoT related things, IoT related issues. So that's something like one can adapt. Those who did a PhD in soil science, they have been into this field too. So things can change. And what was very impressive for me is that this particular gathering, they have just, I think the last date of receiving all the applications were only 3-4 days before. And on at the end of the last day, they all, like those experts got together, and 86 applications, they shortlisted to 35, perhaps in a single day. And then after 2 days of that, we are meeting here. So that's itself is like, it really justifies that it's an IT related thing. The speed has really been shown. I'm extremely impressed about it. And our guests, all those 35 participants from different parts of the state, maybe there are some from the Northeast India, a very warm welcome on my personal behalf and also on behalf of Assam Downtown University family. Many of you may not be aware about this university that well. This university was established in the year 2010 with some 1,500 students. And today, in a span of 10 years, this university has grown to the size of almost 8,000 students, 250 faculties, and 7 faculties of studies, both academic and research. So that's the pace of the growth of this university. We have students in this university from different, even not only from outside Northeast India, also from the neighboring countries like Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, and we have students far away from India, the South African countries. The 3 South African country students are also studying here in this university. So what the facts I have said, it shows that this university has a lot to contribute. It has already contributed towards the growth of academics and education in the region and the country, and it has a long, long future. And MITI, the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, I'm extremely grateful to them for supporting this program, for spreading this awareness about the importance of startup. And this, in fact, is 86 participants. It's a big number that shows that this particular AdtU, it justifies why we were chosen by METI for implementing this project. 86 is a very big number. I would have been happy to get them all here, make this ideathon, present their ideas, but perhaps it will take too long times. And this is only a beginning. This project was sanctioned in 2019. The pandemic, we have lost one valuable year, and I'm sure this ministry is going to extend this by one more year, and we will really make an impact in terms of spreading this awareness about innovation, technology generation, startup in this part of the country. Some of the participants I see, young people who have joined here. When we were students, we were taught given textbook knowledge, and hardly we were ever made aware or given awareness by our teachers that the knowledge you gain, that has to go towards the benefit of common people. The research innovation that we do has finally to translate for the benefit of common people. If it's not, then education and knowledge that we gain has no value. Ultimately, whatever we do in society, in the institution, academic institution, the researchers spending long hours every day in the laboratory, whatever they find, those must get implemented in the real field. And developing a technology, even sometimes it may take 15 years, right? And today we are talking about this idea, generation of idea, developing this idea into a sellable product, and then incubating it, initially experimenting it with expectation there is a market out there for the product that has come out of your idea. And then it has really to go to the field. It's a long step. There is always involvement of risk. There is risk is always there. It's basically a kind of a business. Risk is always there. But I believe those countries in the world who have prospered, now China, our neighboring countries, whatever area we talked, like the startup business, maybe 1 decade ago, maybe 1.5 decades ago, they were at a stage where we are today. We may not be at the same stage what China was 10 and 15 years ago. So this country has to accelerate in a global scenario to be more competitive, to generate more and more technology, and this technology finally must get into a real field for application in the every man's doorstep. So this is the importance of, basically importance of why we need a faster spread of these concepts. And I'm extremely happy that Assam Downtown University has been chosen to be a player in this great venture. And I hope we'll be able to justify that. Mr. Ahmed, we were expecting to listen to him, but I think he'll give his idea. I heard he was not feeling well, but I'm extremely happy to see you, sir, here. So the subject knowledge, you are definitely going to enrich these participants. And thank you very much for this TIE2 that its implementation have been really helpful to this university. With these words, I think I cannot speak more because, as I said, I don't have much knowledge to speak on the topic, though I'd love to speak. And I'm also learning about on this topic. With these words, I welcome each one of you once more to this beautiful campus. I hope next 2 days will give you a very pleasant experience. Not only this idea presentation, but also I request you, 35 participants who have been here, to move around the campus, see what facilities we have, the greenery of the campus. There's a lot of oxygen in this campus, much higher concentration than the city. So please take those. With these words, I welcome you once more and thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir has rightly said that knowledge and education is of no use unless we put it into use for the development of our society. I think this idea will go a long way in developing an attitude of interest, research, and doing something for the society at large. We would definitely like to hear from our chief guest, Mr. Prabir Kumar Das. Sir, may I request you to address the August gathering today?
Thank you. Distinguished guests, along with the Vice Chancellor of the University on dais, other distinguished personalities of the dais, senior faculty members. It's really a great privilege to be here today on the launching of this event, Tide 2.0, because it's one of the most talked about program of our ministry. And coincidentally, when this was announced that when the formal offer to Downtown University was made as a selected hub for the Northeast, coincidentally on that day in Delhi, I was with Amit Sir. So we had a common program, and in presence of our minister, Ravi Shankar Prasad, this was announced. So on that very day, I came to know that Downtown University has been selected for this purpose. And that's something which speaks about the leadership of this new university, that it is trying to give to the region. There have been many institutions, there are many colleges, universities trying to promote IT and IT related education and professionalism. And amongst them, Downtown was selected. So that shows the kind of proactiveness and the confidence that Downtown has in taking forward the cause. So, and that's more satisfying when you see people like your Talukdar sir as the Vice Chancellor, Ahmed sir on the helm of entrepreneurship development, and Surandan Barwa there as the Dean of Engineering. I mean, that could be a little team, that could be a killing team. So I personally very sincerely feel that Downtown can do much more than what they have done already, and they need to be motivated themselves as an institution, because this is something which is going to do a very pious cause for the Northeast, where this kind of initiatives and the confidence levels are usually low. Anyway, congratulations to Downtown University, to the Vice Chancellors, Ahmed Saab, Surandan Barwa, and other faculty members for organizing this. And also congratulate to all the participants, in fact, and then the selected 35. For reaching to this stage of the final round of competition. And I'm sure many of you will come up with flying colors of converting yourself to a startup, to an entrepreneur. And in that the course of your development, we look forward to get associated with you through our own initiatives as well, specifically for the Northeast. So for you to get motivated to get to much other heights of your success. So I would like to simply share at this point that there are many opportunities waiting for you, very few takers. I mean, number is not important, the quality and the sense of the confidence in you as a startup would be very much looked into. And I'm sure that you should be able to groom yourself to do that. So starting from the idea stage to reaching to a product and then getting into the market is a very, very challenging journey. And it should not be, I always discourage people at this point to say it should not be just another choice. So it has to be the choice. Now, once, if you are selected today or tomorrow through this idea competition, make it the choice to become the startup and the entrepreneur. It cannot be another choice to become the startup and entrepreneur, because then it doesn't happen. I mean, it has to be a 24/7 focus, effort, and hard work. It is going to be much more harder than any other profession that you usually see. Although there are similar hardworking people who are actually doing those professions attractive by working at the core of those professions, but many people are probably enjoying those professions at the surface level with the hard work of those people who are working in the core level. But you being an entrepreneur tomorrow, you will not have a surface level. It's the core and the core and the core. So never dream of becoming the owner of a business in next 3 years and then spend your time in something else. You as a founder tomorrow, you as the entrepreneur tomorrow will have to be more than others involved in the project. And it's not just like a part-time job. So mold your mind to that extent, and it's worth getting motivated in that direction, because you can become an employer, not an employee, only by becoming a startup or an entrepreneur. Otherwise, you will become an employee, and you don't know how much satisfaction that job gives to you in today's scenario, what salary it pays and what kind of dignity you get. You are not certain about anything. But looking forward to be an employer, you can assure others that I will create a situation where job satisfaction will be assured and will be definitely developed. So that would be your commitment and success if you can achieve that. And that actually would be the greatest contribution of a citizen of the country, and particularly a Northeasterner, because we need a lot of them. We don't need a lot of bureaucrats. We don't need a lot of politicians. We don't need a lot of business people as usual. But we very seriously need a lot of startups, successful startups, to change the economy, change the mindset, change the social fabric of this region. It's still, there is a gap. So I wish you will be able to do that, and looking forward to meet you in your next levels. Wish you again, and thank you, Downtown, for inviting us for this occasion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Das sir, for your encouraging and motivating words. It's a very good news that we have been joined by Dr. Ajay Kumar Garg through online platform. He is the Director of International Cooperation and Bilateral Trade, Innovation and IPR, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. I'd like to give a very brief description about his profile. An engineer by qualification and a champion of information technology by choice, Dr. A.K. Garg is a seasoned technocrat and a key strategist who likes to see himself as a relentless disruptor and always at the forefront of initiatives shaping up contemporary digital narrative. As a proactive digital leader, Dr. Garg is driving many mission-critical digital transformation initiatives at METI, apart from being a key contributor to various technology-oriented and trade and commerce-related strategic forums of Government of India. As a director in the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India, Dr. Garg is tasked with the responsibilities of key divisions. A key planner, strategist, and implementer, Dr. Garg is passionate about promoting startup entrepreneurial ecosystems, especially in the realm of emerging technologies in the country. We welcome you, sir, and we would like to hear from you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's always a pleasure to be connected back to the Northeast. And you have our champion, Mr. B.K. Das, there already in the August gathering. I was hearing it. So it has been a pleasure hearing him. And we have a bright representative from the Ministry of Electronics and IT and B.K. Das. Downtown Incubator was one of the most was one of the closest to my heart when we started the TIDE scheme, and we shortlisted the 51 incubators, and of them few, one being the downtown in Assam, and the other one incubator in Kashmir. They were the two I thought that will be the two incubators I'll put my most focus around and see that how we can make a change through these two. And today's function gives me a lot of satisfaction that in spite of all the challenges, in spite of the pandemic hitting, in spite of the disruption in the physical movement and things going from one place to another, the day has come when you have actually shortlisted a series of startups to be supported in the Downtown Incubator Program. Congratulations for doing this, and my sincere gratitude for challenging of times. Look, why I say that they are closest to my heart. What we are in the digital transformation era right now is that where digital solves problems for all sectors of economy. Digital is one area of technology which actually touches the life of people in a very, very low cost, simple way, and is able to reach the last man on the earth. And that is the power of technology today, where it is transformative in terms of creating socio-economic growth for regions which have not seen this happening for ages. This is a technology now which moves from the Silicon Valley, moves to India. From here, it creates markets for the bottom of the pyramid in our society. It moves to Africa, moves to the most underprivileged of the humans that the earth has seen. And this is one thing which I'm happy today that this Northeast, with its own set of challenges, with its own journey of struggle, where it was not only catch up with the mainstream of this country, but also has the power to actually to do much better than the mainstream economics is possible to do that. It is because of the rich wealth and the diversity that this region has. It is because we make a difference in today's era, which actually gives Northeast a leading advantage. I'm sure the Downtown Incubator and the TIDE program will create such a difference and will actually take a long way forward in promoting entrepreneurship. I assure you of all support from Mighty. On behalf of PK Dasji, I assure you all support from STPI and all other central institutes that are there. We assure help from them, and I hope that today's is not for the culmination in form of a program, but it's a start of an entrepreneur journey in this field. Thank you once again for giving me opportunity to speak. Thank you.
Thank you, Garg sir. He has joined us from as far as Delhi. Despite his busy schedule, he has taken time to talk to us to address this gathering. We are indeed very grateful to you, Dr. A.K. Garg sir. Now, I would like to request our guest of honor, Mr. Rachinta Sharma, to speak a few words to our gathering.
Thank you. Respected Vice Chancellor sir, other guests this morning, the academic community, the faculty, my dear students, and these young entrepreneurs that have come with so much of enthusiasm. It's nice to meet all of you together. So there was a time when, it was called business, not startup. And normally started by people with gray hair, years of experience. Word experience was very important. And it used to be, you need to spend 10, 12, 15, 30 years before you start doing something. Those days are gone. And today we find people in their teens, 20s, and they strike gold. There was a time when things had to be, in the center of some place, in the epicenter, Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi. But those days are gone. Now nothing is remote. No place anywhere on earth is remote. Now, if you look from here, you can see China. If you look from here, you can see Brazil, wherever you want to see. And this place is such a wonderful view. We should get that kind of a vision. Everything is global. There's a time when things, had to be done all by oneself. As I said, a gray-haired man sits and thinks that I'll start a business. Yes, that was okay for, starting a grocery chain or, even starting a plantation or something like that. But then those days are gone again. One has to be now in a network of collaboration, multidisciplinary acts get together, somebody from soil science and IoT come together, which such kind of things would have never happened, right? And only then true innovation comes out. So, and I'm so glad that Assam Downtown University has chosen a forum like this and capitalized on this to create an environment where people can incubate, come up with ideas and take it to a really, really meaningful venture. Vice Chancellor sir talked about, creating something which is meaningful to society. And I think that is the key thing, we should not fall in love with an idea. I always say that, a venture is not a love marriage, right? Because you can get trapped in the love for that idea and then wonder what to do with it. It's better you fall in love with the customer or the end user and then arrange everything in between. It's more of an arranged marriage. I think thinking like that, always with the idea of what my venture will finally lead to, what is the meaning of my work, I think that is what will make things successful. Otherwise, what happens is, you just come with, oh, I'm in such a romantic feeling with my idea. I have the best thing in the world, the light bulb. We get kind of enamored by the light bulb, the glow of the bulb, and then we kind of get trapped. So please don't do that. Think of the end game. I like the word ideathon because it has got two parts to it. It's like a portmanteau word, idea and marathon. The idea part, I think we quickly understand. That's the light bulb. But the marathon part is the most difficult part. The marathon is run 26 miles, 385 yards. The 385 yards is not incidental because it's just the last 385 yards is what you have to cross, then hit the tape. Running 26 miles is not enough if you really want to complete the marathon. And I think that is what a venture is all about. We have to go to that point when, as Sir says, it has to be really meaningful. Somebody has to use it. Somebody has to get benefit out of it. Somebody has to make money out of it. There should be some emotional, financial use of our products. And that is to be thought right in the beginning, when you take the first step. And we're so glad that we're all of us here together to share ideas. The good news is that all the three things that I talked about, being at the center, being collaborative, and being young, I think all of these things are bridged because of technology. And the technology and the engineering and the other framework that you get provided in a setup like this makes a difference. So we talk about all the new age technology, IoT, artificial intelligence, deep learning, cloud, and they're again very multidisciplinary. The good news is that the world is very democratic right now. You don't need to be in some, multi-story building with all green glasses, corporate structures to have access to any of those things. A college student, a young entrepreneur has equal access to almost all the technologies that we need for making a real dent in these technologies. Cloud storage is available, all tools are available, largely free. And that's the even exciting part. For the hackathon, I don't think you need to spend any money, which is amazing. Just imagine to be at the edge of technology and have all the access and not to be really dented on your pocket is an amazing, amazing opportunity, which is it's the new age today. So please let us use that and to the purpose of creating a meaningful venture. The other interesting thing I saw about the name Tide, and that reminds all of us to this good old proverb, that time and tide waits for no man. And so they're sort of tied together, time and tide. Tide happens every day. And there is a cadence to it, there's a cascade to it. And the same thing happens with time. Time flows. And so to be successful in our ventures, we have to be extremely fast because the clock ticks. Every day something is changing. By the time your idea is out, 10 other people have already done it. So speed is the essence. And having something like this, a contracted hackathon concept that helps us to think fast. But as I said, it's a marathon. So think fast, but you have to get to the end equally fast. So that's all I have to say. Wish you all the best. I'm sure we'll be in touch. And I'm available anytime for anything. Any of you want to ring me up and ask something, I'm available. Please do that. Sunandan has all my details. I always like to interact with young entrepreneurs, and I'll do that. So thank you and all the best.
Thank you, Sharma sir. That was a very motivating speech. In fact, you have given to the budding entrepreneurs, and surely it will also motivate and encourage our students also. We have amongst us Mr. Kamaruddin Ahmed, CEO of Downtown Venture Labs. We have been waiting to hear from you, sir, from a long time. May I request you to speak a few words, sir?
Distinguished guests and my young friends. In fact, I am not supposed to speak, I am supposed to act only. This entire event has been formulated by me with Pranjal, and we are acting only. Unfortunately, I got a bug last 2 days, and I could not be present in time. Anyway, I'm so happy to see that we received a lot of applications, and let me tell you something. I think that all the ideas are not perfect ideas. Ideas have their own advantages and disadvantages. But no one should get disappointed, because what we have done, Honorable Vice Chancellor knows, that we are going to create an idea bank here. Whoever have come and deposited the ideas, we are not going to reject any ideas, but we'll keep on mentoring the entrepreneurs to fine-tune their ideas so that if not this time, they can come up with better proposals next time. So don't be impatient that today is the final time and there will not be any more time. There will be a lot of times. In fact, when we started this program, I remember we had a lot of hiccups. 2019, end of 2019, we had some particular hurdles. Then we started plan a lot of programs. Again came the pandemic, which we could not, where we could not do a lot of programs as we had planned. But we never gave up. We had a number of webinars on health tech, on the scheme itself, and we had virtual interviews, presentations with some of the budding startups whom we have given some funding assistance under the TIDE scheme. There are two types. One is EIR and the other is grant. So this lady who is sitting here, she is a recipient of the grant. It's an agro-based, technology-based, agro-technology-based startup. And there is another boy, Sumit and Sunit. They both are in green technology. So not that we have not done our homework, we have done what we would like to do more. So with this in mind, we have invited all of you today. I'm telling you that out of whoever are there, we will shortlist about 15 of you for tomorrow's final presentation. And today we will see the merit of your project. If there is an idea, we'll see how it can be fine-tuned. If there is a prototype, we'll see how it can be developed further for commercial use or minimum viable product. If there is a already existing startup doing business, we'll see what are the traction, what are the financials involved. All those issues will be there. There will be judges tomorrow. And today we'll do a preliminary. We have already done something. Today we'll also do something and give you some advice how to fine-tune your projects and ideas. Then I hope next time again, when we have these programs, we will have them regularly. Now, I'm so happy to say Mr. Das, Professor Das, he has initiated a program from STPI that is on agro-based IoT units. And similarly, we have had an MOU with KIT University, where with them also we propose to do some joint programs. So there will be a series of programs now. All I hope is that and pray that we all remain safe. We are not infected by this pandemic anymore. And then we look forward for a new future. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Ahmed sir. Thank you very much for your encouraging words. We have reached the last part of our inaugural session. And now I would like to request Mr. Pranjal Sharma, the man behind this event. He is the project leader, project officer of Assam Downtown Charity Trust, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected Vice Chancellor sir, distinguished Chief Guest, Provider sir, Ajay Kumar sir, respected deans, my fellow faculty members, and all the participants and students present here. So this has been probably I could say a successful inauguration ceremony, and this could happen only because of the participations of everyone involved here. And first of all, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Provider sir, the chief guest, for coming here despite his busy schedule and gracing this occasion, and giving an address to you that will prove a long way to succeed your career in success of your career. So next, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Asinta Sharma sir. So he also came here despite his schedule and be with you and address you as well. So he has a lot of experience and a rich expertise in his field, which is diverse, and his encouraging words and encouraging speech must have given some lives to you as well. So next, I would like to offer my vote of thanks to all the deans, respected deans, Vice Chancellor sir, and everyone present here, without whom we could not have conducted this program successfully. And also, I would like to give vote of thanks to all the behind the curtain members, housekeeping, then our operations team, anchors, and everyone for making this a success. Thank you so much.
The inaugural session is over.